The idea of goals is commonly understood, and yet most people fly through life by the seat of their pants. Stay tuned while I explain why goals aren't just a nicety and something to leave at the office, and how you can exponentially uplevel your life with the proper implementation of a goal strategy. To begin, let's talk about the necessity of goals in general. It's like steering a boat. If you don't have an idea of your destination before you get started, you'll probably end up somewhere you don't want to be. And most people approach their lives in this manner. They may have goals for work, but their personal goals seem to be survival and getting by with a little fun thrown in occasionally. And of course, this is no way to live. This lack of a goal strategy is why Nathaniel Hawthorne said that the reality for most men is a mediocre existence. It's not necessary that anyone's life succumbs to this, but by not having a goal strategy, they choose to allow their life to just happen rather than steering its course. Some days and moments in time are better, of course, and this will always be the case, with or without goals. But when you look back on your life in 50 years, will you be proud of what you experienced and created with your gift that we call life? Life is meant to be an adventure and an opportunity to express your creativity, not something to be endured or stressed through. So this is where goals come in. Big life goals, that is. I'm not talking about making plans for an outing or a get-together next month. What are your overriding life goals? When you look back on your life, how do you want to know that you lived? And how do you see yourself making a difference in the world? This is the part where people balk because they don't believe they're really capable of making a difference. But each and every one of us was put on the planet at this particular time for a reason. And that purpose is to embrace your skills and put them to work in the service of others. And whether you serve a few or many, you'll make a contribution and a difference in the world. It's just that simple. There are a few points that trip people up here. The first I already mentioned, which is that they don't believe they're capable, and so they don't create a goal with impact. Even if they have so-called goals, they aren't something significant. And the next hazard to watch out for is resistance from your subconscious. Because you see, anytime you get up to something new, it will try and block your forward movement. That's because your subconscious views anything new or different as a potential threat or danger. Another likely tripping point for many people is their current circumstances and the belief that it would be too hard to create their dream because of where they currently are in life. Whether it's a soul-sucking job or family responsibilities or a lack of education, there are loads of excuses that can come up. And the truth is, this is just more resistance. If you search, you'll find others who have been in circumstances similar to yours, and they didn't allow it to hold them back. I've given you a lot to think about as far as your current goal status and the direction for your future. So how can you go about creating goals that are really worthwhile? Well, the first step is always awareness. Assess where you are right now and what your thoughts have been about your future up until now. Set some time aside to get quiet and dream into what would feel really good to experience and accomplish in the time you may have left on Earth. You want to approach this just as dreaming, and don't get in your own way by rationalizing why certain things just aren't realistic. If you could wave a magic wand, what would that look like? Brainstorm for a while and write down all of your ideas. Don't screen any of them out. You're just dreaming right now. Next, you'll want to sit with the list for a while. Just let it soak in. And after a few days, go back to the list and see how you feel about those ideas now. Are there any that draw you to them more than the others? Usually we know in our hearts what we really want and are too scared to admit it to ourselves. for all of those rationalized reasons that our brain is so good at coming up with. Normally, there'll be one thing on that list, if you're honest with yourself, that resonates more than the others, and that is your path. Now, once you start researching it and taking baby steps in that direction, that path may open up and evolve into a different direction. So be sure and stay flexible with this. When you land on at least one big goal that excites you, then you want to start taking action right away by researching how you can go about creating this goal. Don't put that idea on a shelf and walk away like you want to because that idea scares you. You are meant to accomplish big things, not to stay comfortable. Don't let fear and resistance from your subconscious hold you back. Go ahead and click on the next video to learn more about overcoming fear and moving out of your comfort zone.